What if you could actually ask a whale about its day? Find out what a bird is really singing about. For our entire history, that's been pure science fiction. But what if I told you we're on the very edge of making it a reality? It's a breakthrough that could change absolutely everything we think we know about life on Earth. You know, we've spent so much time and money scanning the stars, listening for some faint signal of intelligent life out there in the cosmos. But what if we've been looking in completely the wrong direction? What if that intelligence we've been searching for has been right here all along, hidden in plain sight? Because what we're talking about here isn't just simple grunts or chirps. We're talking about complex, sophisticated languages that have been happening all around us, and we've been totally deaf to them. It's time to meet the aliens next door. Think about it. For all of human history, the sounds animals make, the clicks, the calls, the songs, it's all just been background noise. Sure, we recorded it, we studied patterns, but we were fundamentally missing the point. The breakthrough, the key that's finally unlocking this new world, is artificial intelligence. AI is letting us go beyond just hearing sounds, and it's letting us start to decode the language within. And that, of course, leads to a much, much bigger question. The ambition here isn't just to crack the code for one animal. The real dream is to build a tool that could, in theory, help us understand every single one of them. So how do we even know this is possible? I mean, it sounds like something out of a movie. Well, our story, the proof of concept, it starts in the deep ocean with one of the most mysterious and intelligent creatures on the planet, the sperm whale. And again, this isn't science fiction. Right now, in the Caribbean, researchers with Project CETI and MIT have these massive underwater listening arrays. They've captured this absolutely unprecedented data set. We're talking thousands upon thousands of hours of sperm whale conversations. They had all the sounds, but they needed a key to unlock what it all meant. Okay, so the basic unit of a sperm whale's speech is called a coda. It's a distinct pattern of clicks. For years, scientists kind of thought each coda was basically a single word, the simplest possible building block of their communication. And this is where the sheer scale of the breakthrough just hits you. For years, scientists had painstakingly, manually identified about 21 different types of codas. But then, they fed almost 9,000 recordings to an AI. The result? It found 156 unique types. This wasn't a small discovery, it was an absolute explosion of complexity. So here's the really crucial part. The AI didn't just reveal more words. It showed that the codas were more like sentences, built from a set of basic phonetic units. It was, for all intents and purposes, a phonetic alphabet. This proved a level of grammatical complexity that we just didn't think was possible before. In fact, a 2024 study in Nature Communications broke down this whale alphabet. It's not just about the clicks themselves, it's all about how they're delivered. They can change the rhythm and the tempo. They can introduce these subtle timing shifts. Musicians actually have a word for this. It's rubato. And they can even add extra grace clicks, almost like ornamentation. By mixing and matching these four elements, they can create a language that's just as rich and context-dependent as our own. So cracking the whale code was just the beginning. It was the proof. But the real ambition now is to create a tool that can do this for all life. Basically, an AI Rosetta Stone for the entire natural world. And that's exactly the question that drives the nonprofit Earth Species Project. They saw what was happening with the whales, and they saw the potential. If an AI could decode the language of whales, could a similar model be trained to understand all life? Well, their answer is a tool called NatureLM Audio. You can pretty much think of it as the ChatGPT for the animal kingdom. It's this massive AI foundation model, but instead of being trained on human text from the internet, it's trained on a huge library of animal sounds from all over the globe. It is designed from the ground up to be a universal translator. And what it can do is pretty astounding. It's already being used to prove that zebra finches use grammatical rules, syntax, in their songs. It can identify a species from a call it's never even heard before. But maybe the most incredible thing is that it lets scientists search these vast audio libraries using plain English. They can literally type in a question like, "Find me all the meerkat social calls," and the AI gives them an answer instantly. Which brings us to the most incredible and, let's be honest, maybe the most unsettling part of this whole story. Because once you can understand a language, what's the next logical step? You try to speak it. The ultimate goal of this entire field isn't just to be a passive translator. It's about active, two-way communication. It's about going from being eavesdroppers to being actual conversation partners. And these aren't just ideas for the future. The very first experiments are already happening. Scientists are using little AI-guided robots to perform the honeybee waggle dance to give a hive directions to food. They're creating AI-generated whale calls and playing them back to see how different pods react. They're even learning to recognize and use dolphin signature whistles, which are basically their equivalent of names. And this is where the science fiction suddenly becomes a very real and a very urgent ethical debate. The technology is just moving so incredibly fast, it's already outpacing our rules for how to use it safely and responsibly. And to be clear, even the researchers leading these projects are the first to say, we need to move with extreme caution. There's a very real risk here of disrupting natural behaviors. What if you play back an AI-generated call that accidentally signals danger and causes a stampede? Or what if you interrupt a crucial mating ritual? Because of these risks, scientists are literally racing to develop a whole new set of ethical guidelines for what it means to talk back to nature. So, where does all this leave us? We're standing at this incredible threshold, looking out at a world we thought we knew, only to discover that it is infinitely more complex and way more communicative than we ever imagined. This isn't just a new tool. This technology is fundamentally changing our role on the planet. For our entire existence, we've been observers, cataloging and studying other species from the outside looking in. We are now on the verge of becoming participants, of joining a conversation that has been going on for millennia without us. And that leaves us with the biggest question of all. It's a question for science, for philosophy, for every single one of us. If we are truly about to have our first real conversation with another species, what in the world are we going to say?